Hello, my dear champions. How are you all doing today? I hope you're doing great and keeping your family also safe and healthy. I welcome you to this learning bite session, which is on innovating service experience. Now, we all know that customer service and the quality of the experience that we offer to our customers is crucial to the overall business progress. If you're agreeing with that, give me a thumbs up. That's awesome. So in today's session, we will talk about the creating that same experience that gets the customers to be with us and be happy with us. So before we move forward into the steps of doing that, let's first understand what is customer service all about. Now, we all, irrespective of the domain that we are working, the industry that we are working, we are also a customer. We are also a consumer. And the way we have our own needs as a consumer, as a customer, each one of our customer also has those needs and expectations from us. So customer service is that same act of providing support to both prospective and existing customers that we expect when we become consumers. And customer service professionals commonly answer customer questions through in-person, phone, email, chat, and social media interactions. And pretty much same way that we are being handled by our service providers. So in a nutshell, if we were to understand this, customer service and ensuring a good customer service is following those same parameters, following those same expectations that we have from our service providers. Let's move forward and understand why is customer service important. Now, you'll be surprised to know that according to a variety of studies, there are majority of companies losing more than $62 billion annually, $62 billion annually due to poor customer service. Now that means 86% of customers quit doing business with a company due to a bad experience. That's a huge number. That's a huge prospective loss. That's a huge business loss. Also, let's also understand good customer service is a revenue generator. We all know that. It gives customers a complete cohesive experience that aligns with an organization's purpose, serves their purpose, and they're able to trust the company more and more. Are you with me, champions? Give me a thumbs up then. Great. Thank you so much. So, basis all of this understanding, we know what it is and why is it important. Now, let's find out how to do that. So, let's look at those three key steps for innovating service experience. So, while delivering consistently good customer service requires work and alignment across your entire organization, a good place to start is your support team. So, keep those parameters intact in the support team. And what those parameters are, let's understand that quickly. Now, this is a logo that majority of us, most of us are familiar with, aren't we? Yes. So this is the logo for Starbucks. They are a coffee chain, and they have recently started in India, not so long back, a couple of years back, but they're flourishing like anything. Now, one of the best things that Starbucks is known for, apart from their great coffee, is their amazing customer service and those amazing moments that they create with those things that they have already established in their system. So they have a knack of knowing customers well and taking care of them. Each time you visit one of their outlets, they make sure that they follow their standard company norms and make their customers feel welcome. Each time you get a coffee, you will experience a great level of customer service, because with their cup of coffee, you get a napkin, you get a sugar packet, you get a sugar-free packet, and a stirrer. Small little things, but the impact that it creates, the kind of experience that it creates, the effect of that is massive. They go above and beyond to provide the best experience to their customers. Not only this, they also keep track of your past purchases and preferences and offer you choices basis the same. How many of you have experienced that? Give me a thumbs up then. That's awesome. Now, they also seem to understand the state of mind of their customers, assess it, and offer their services accordingly, or start a small chat accordingly. So now, cumulatively, this gives an amazing experience to whoever is there as a customer to Starbucks. Now, let's understand what this means, how can we use this information to our benefit. Now, this brings us to our first point, which is about knowing your customers well. It's important that we understand some basic principles of behavioral psychology, very simple aspects of it, in order to read customers' current emotional states, reading those cues, those body languages, and all of that. The best support professionals really know how to watch and listen for subtle clues about a customer's current mood, patience level, personality, and many more things. So, which goes a long way in keeping customer interactions positive, fruitful, more aligning, more relevant to them. They feel more connected with you. So, knowing your customers well by reading them, by reading their history, preferences, and their current state, the environment, how are things going in the in the society, and then interacting with them. Sounds good? Amazing. It's easy to do. It's just you have to be just a little more mindful of doing that on a regular basis. Now, here is something which is really, really beautiful to understand. Help Scouts Elise Roche says, having that solid product foundation not only ensures you've got the best tricks up your sleeve to help customers navigate through even the most complex situations, but it also helps you build an understanding of their experience so that you can become their strongest advocate. Now, this is a crucial information if we really want to be that service professional who all customers look up to, who act as a binding channel between the organization and the customer. Because when we have the product knowledge intact, that is sorted, right? So it's important to know about the product because it keeps you prepared, it keeps you confident, and because you know about it, you can focus on other aspects of customer service absolutely seamlessly. You're not bothered if you're speaking right or wrong because you know you are speaking the right thing about the product. So that brings us to our second point, having in-depth knowledge of your product. Because the best customer service professionals, my champions, have a deep knowledge of how their company's products work. What are the benefits? What are the features? What are the limitations? Everything. And after all, without knowing the product from front to back, they won't know how to help when customers run into problem. So it's important to know about the in-depth knowledge, having that in-depth knowledge of your product, be prepared with that. It gives you that confidence, it gives you that leverage. Confidence to speak without having any doubts, and that leverage of using this information as as a fuel, as an add-on to connect with them, and also because you do not have to worry about what was this about, what is the limitation. You are not jumbled up into those thoughts, but you're focused more on connecting with the customer because you're all prepared, you're confident. If that sounds cool, give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Cool, champions. All right. Now, let me give you a little more insight into it, all right? Now, let's also understand here, champions, how can my image influence customer service? Now, let's take a quick example here. And I'm pretty sure with this example, all of us will be able to relate and understand the point that we are coming to, all right? Now, let's take a simple case here. Let's say a customer contacts your team with an interest in a particular product, but the product activation would take time till next week. That's a standard process, all right? Now, what will happen is responding to questions with positive language can greatly affect how the customer hears the response, all right? Now, I'm going to share with you two kinds of responses that you can offer, all right? The first one is without positive language, which how it generally happens as well at many places. I can't get that product activated for you until next week. That's the standard process and TAT. Now, that is how many a times the communication happens with the customer. Now, there's nothing wrong with the information, but you will understand what is wrong in the representation of this information, which, if corrected, can create a completely different kind of impact and connect. Let's hear it out. With positive languages, the product will be activated by next week. We don't say, I can't get that before next week. You say, I'll get it by next week. Don't include any negative aspects, any negative words, or those intentions or anything negative. Speak positive. So that product will be activated by next week. I can place the request for expediting the entire process. That's what you can do, and you tell them that you will do it for you right now and would make sure that it is done for you at the earliest. Now, the net impact of both the statements in terms of the work getting done might be a little bit different, not major difference, but the experience that the first statement gives to the customer and the experience that the second statement gives, how many of you agree that the difference between these two statements experience to the customer will be massive? How many of you agree? Don't wait, just give me a thumbs up right there. Right, you are right. The impact, the experience that it gives to the customer is different, is way different in these two statements. The first tells limitations, the second tells support. This is what will happen, this is how I'm going to help you, and I'll make sure that it is done for you at the earliest, rather than saying it can't be done before next week. So transforming that negative statement into a positive one, that's what this is all about. All right, champions. So now this brings us to our third point, which is about ability to use positive language. And like we discussed, effective customer service means having the ability to make minor changes into your conversational patterns. That is a freedom that you have, and that's a power that you have. Are you with me, champions? That's the power that you have. You have that flexibility to change the same information into a more convincing form, into a more comfortable form, right? And this can truly go a long way in creating happy customers. And I'm sure all of you would agree on that. Yes? Is that a thumbs up? Awesome. Now, we all know, champions, that language is a crucial part of persuasion. And people, especially customers, they create perceptions about you and your company based on the language that you use. How many of you agree on that? Because that's a very critical information. That's a very critical aspect of customer service as well. How many of you agree on that? Great. Now, if you agree on that, I am happy to share with you that this ability to use positive language might seem like doing some additional stuff, but trust me, champions, this is as simple as doing nothing at all. All right. This is just about swapping roles for a second and evaluating what would I like to hear? What would give me a better experience? How can I create the same kind of experience that I expect from my service providers? It's that simple. Are you with me on that? And there are moments when we can recount when we had felt delighted with the customer service and when we had felt really frustrated with the kind of a customer service. Now, when we are offering a customer service experience to our customers, it's important to have that approach of sharing or giving them that experience that we want for ourselves. Working on those areas specifically where I feel the pain being a customer. All right, champions. So a small exercise before we summarize all of this is that I'm giving to you as as a homework to you, you can call it. You just need to recount or think about in the last say 1 year, because a few months in the recent past have not been very active and all. But take an example of entire 1 year, all right? And think randomly about those customer service experiences that you felt really, really delighted, felt really, really amazing. You felt like, oh my God, this is what is customer service all about. Recount all those memories and write down which are those memories and what did you like in them. And the second part is recount all those memories where you felt really frustrated, really annoyed, and you felt like, how can somebody offer this kind of service in this world where everybody is connected, everything is on social media? How can somebody afford to have such kind of customer service? I'm sure all of you have had that kind of experience as well. So note that down also. And please mention what was that experience and what did you not like. Now, this gives us two lists. What did I like? And I can evaluate myself out of what do I like? How much do I offer to my customers? All right, within my capacity, right? So that gives me some areas to work on. The second is we have a list which what went wrong. So what went wrong is fine, but then I need to write how can I correct it in my customer service. And when you have these two final lists, what did I like in those customer services, and you implement those learnings, and then you have the next list which talks about what you did not like, and you have the corrected version of that, combining all of that and demonstrating and practicing those ideas along with these three ideas will help you massively, tremendously in offering that world-class service that you expect. And I'm a true believer of the reciprocator world, all right? What I do comes back to me. So if I intend to have something in my life, I start offering that to people then. So if I intend to have world-class customer service experience, let me be the torchbearer of that. Let me be the trendsetter of that. Are you with me? Don't just be a trend follower. It's important to follow the trends. Whatever is trending, follow that. But isn't it a good idea to start a trend as well? A trend which is positive, a trend which is progressive, a trend which creates value for people and happiness for me. Then I would say that trend, creating that trend is much more meaningful than following any other trending aspects. So be that trend creator, be that trend initiator, find out what in your personal experience have you experienced in the past 1 year, and make a list of those things. Help yourself into practicing those things, and then combine all these three things as well, because these are really important and they lie at the foundation of everything that you do. They even lie at the foundation of things that you are making a list of. They lie at that foundation. And keep practicing that, and you will see very soon that things are going to change. They will not only change in what you do, but they will also change in what you receive. All right. So when you start initiating a world-class experience to your customers, you start experiencing that from your service providers. That's a given thing. And with this, champions, let's summarize what are the steps for innovating customer service experience. The first was knowing your customers well, know them really well so that you can offer that service to them accordingly. Have in-depth knowledge of your product, because it's important to be prepared and be confident. Also, it is important to use a positive language, because it creates the impact. It differentiates between a non-positive language, a straightforward or a rude language, and a positive language which has got support into it. So with this and your homework right there with your two powerful lists, you will be able to all win. So you're all set to win. Congratulations. And my best wishes are always with you. Such learning joy rides. My name is Yasha. You can connect with me over LinkedIn. That's my profile page. That's how it looks. And I'm from Star Consulting Global. And we look forward to connecting with you for more such amazing learning experiences. Thank you so much, champions. Do stay connected. I wish you great health, great success, and great customer service experience opportunities. Thank you very much, champions. Namaste.